to address one of the most commonly asked questions I get when people ask me about Solavei, and that is, how much is it to join Solavei? Do I have to break contracts, buy new phones? Tell me what all is involved. So I want to kind of walk you through what you can expect to spend whenever you're looking at considering joining Solavei. Number one, let's get this out of the way up front. Social commerce is their platform, and it's not like joining most direct selling companies. It's not $300 or $500 to join. It's $49 to become a social member. If you don't have the service, we'll get into that in just a minute. But let's talk about the basics right now. And for most people, one thing you do have to have is a Solavei SIM card, and that's $29 to buy that SIM card. And then you have to pay for your first month. It is prepaid service, so you do pay the first month up front. You're going to spend $49 a month on your wireless bill anyway, so it's not really a cost, but you do spend that money up front for $49. Cool thing that I mentioned a minute ago, social commerce, to become a social member, it's $49 for that fee for us to market Solavei, which is really powerful. Most people are going to save $50 a month, or at least in the first 2 months on their wireless bill by changing their service over to Solavei. So that's not really much of a cost either. But out of the gate, you're looking at about $140 to get started if you've got your own phone with T-Mobile or AT&T and it's unlocked. Or there's a couple different ways that we'll talk about. So the phone, we do need to address that real quick. And like I mentioned, there's 140 million people in the United States that have T-Mobile and AT&T, and most of those phones can either be unlocked. If they're iPhones, they are usable. So don't misunderstand that you can use your iPhone, because you can. Now, if you have the iPhone 5, you're going to have to wait a little while, because Solavei doesn't have the nano chips that it takes to be able to work on Solavei for just now. But this is a big one here. So the phone, if you have AT&T or T-Mobile and they're compatible, that's free. There's no extra cost to do that. You may have some early termination cost, and you just need to look at that, and if you can make an extra $200 a month or $500 a month, which is very, very easy to do with Solavei, I wouldn't let $200 of an early termination clause stop me. And you also have to look at, if I've got 4 or 5 phones on my account, why don't I just bring one of them over that's not in contract? There's no, I can start here and at least get a position in Solavei, because timing is critical when it comes to starting with Solavei. This is going to be a household name similar to Virgin Mobile, Boost Mobile, Straight Talk in my opinion, and waiting a few months can really cost you a considerable amount of residual income by waiting. Verizon, Sprint. Okay, if I've got a Motorola Razr Droid phone and that phone cost Verizon $450, I guarantee you, but they sold it to me for $199. So what you do is you take that phone that you paid $199 for, go out and stick that on eBay or Craigslist, cancel your service, get your bill taken care of, and you can go out and sell that phone for more than $200, $250, $275 should be what a phone like that would bring. But then you go back out on eBay and purchase a similar phone that you like, anywhere from $100 to $400 for brand new phones, and just buy this $29 SIM card, put it in your new phone, and you're off and running. So don't get caught up with, man, I got to pay $200 for early termination fee. They go down over time. I got to pay $200 or $300 for a new phone. Well, no, you really don't, because you've got a phone. It's an asset to you that you can use and sell it on eBay or Craigslist, get some money from it, and then just turn right back around and get a compatible Solavei, a phone that works with Solavei, and your costs are minimized. But you can go out on eBay all day long and buy phones, Droid phones, and I would try to get a 4G phone when you're out there, but you can get a nice one from $150 to $250, a great phone, and they're all over Craigslist too. There's also cell phone repair stores that sell phones. They sell iPhones and all kinds. And Solavei markets 3 phones right now from their website. They've got a ZTE Origin that's $159. It's really nice for the money. It is a 3G phone. And then they've got a Wildfire for $249. And then they've got an HTC One that includes the SIM card for $529. And that phone is incredible. And that's the thing that you have to understand about prepaid that nobody really talks about much. The iPhone the nice Droid phones do not cost Verizon or AT&T $200. They cost much more. Now, how do they subsidize the cost of that phone? They subsidize it because they're charging you $100 for what Solavei charges $49 for. And Solavei is giving you the opportunity to make some substantial residual income, eliminate your phone bill, to where don't look at what is it going to cost to join Solavei. Please try to redirect that or change your way of thinking to what am I missing out on by not being part of Solavei. Now, if you can't, I've had a lady join that lives in Wisconsin that doesn't have the service. The last option is $129 to become a social member if you can't use the service. When we understand that there's going to be places in the mountains that can't get service. Solavei covers 96% of Americans. But going back to this, opportunity cost. Don't look at what it's going to cost to join. If you're looking at other direct selling companies, if you've joined one in the past, I guarantee you spent $500 to join one. You've spent $1,000 to join one before. Solavei is $49 to become a social member. That's nothing. It's like telling somebody about a nice movie or a good vacation spot. It's very, very inexpensive to become a club member, if you will, of Solavei. And we just share the good news, share the story, and Solavei rewards us for that. So it's a longer term build. There's not a lot of front end loaded costs, but it's very sticky. There's going to be a lot of people that make money with Solavei because it's affordable. When their phone bills are getting paid for, why in the world would they switch? If they're saving $600 a year or $1,200 over the course of 2 years and their phone breaks, so what? You got enough money in savings to go out and buy any phone you want, anytime you want. So try to get past the cost of joining Solavei and get back to the person that told you about it, because every day that you wait, you're missing out. And I would hate for you to look up 6 months from now, a year from now, and say, I knew about that way back when they started. Now is the time I do. I would get back to the person that told you about Solavei and get more details. And if you have any more questions from us, visit us at thetrioamigos.com or my website, deanetheridge.com. Look forward to speaking with you soon, and take care.